Would you love to become more organized and do some decluttering, but maybe you feel like you never have the time? Would you love to accomplish some of this before the new year begins, but you feel like you're not going to have the time to do that? If you want to face the new year with confidence and with more peace and feel more organized, and you want to find out 5 simple and easy ways that you can do this, then keep watching, because I'm going to tell you how you can do that right now. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're returning. My name is Danielle, and today I'm really excited to talk to you about decluttering and purging some different areas in your home so that you can go into 2021 feeling more organized, feeling more peaceful, feeling more ready to face the new year. I think we can all agree that 2020 was not a good year for the majority of us, and we're really ready to look forward, face the new year, and hopefully have a better year than we did in 2020. One of the best ways to do this is kind of regroup mentally, kind of regroup physically, look at some goals. I did a series on my channel a while back on goals. I would highly recommend, if you haven't watched that series, or maybe you haven't watched all the videos in that series, I would recommend that you go ahead and do that. I will link those videos down below if you haven't seen them, so you can go ahead and watch them. But now is also a really good time to take stock of your personal surrounding and really purge the things that you're not using, the things that you don't want to keep. But sometimes, if you're like me, that can feel daunting. Now, I'm not a hoarder by any means, but I'm also definitely not an organizational expert. On the contrary, I probably do need organizational help from an expert, because I do have the tendency to accumulate things over time. And when you do that, after a period of time, you can look around and be like, oh my gosh, this is kind of daunting now because I have a lot of stuff. A lot of times with organization, decluttering, and purging, we feel like it's going to take a lot of our time, a lot of our energy, a lot of thought, and sometimes we just don't have the time or energy to put into the process, so we don't even start. But we all can agree that there's certain areas in our home that when we go to do things, when we go to grab things, when they're not organized, it is so annoying. And really getting these areas of our homes organized, or purging items that we don't use, really is mindless. It doesn't take a lot of time. So I want to talk to you about 5 simple categories or areas in your home today that you can purge really easily and simply. And these are areas of your home or things that you can do when you're tired, when you don't have the physical or mental energy to tackle other chores or tasks in your home that have to get done. And oftentimes these are things you can do while you're relaxing and doing other things that you don't have to really even think about or really pay attention to very closely to get this done. But once they're done, I guarantee you will feel so much better. And when you go to do those daily things that you do every single day, you're not going to be annoyed. You're going to feel relieved, and you're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel so much more organized, and you're just going to feel so much more efficient and confident as you move throughout your home and go throughout your week. So I want to start in the kitchen, and the first thing I want to talk about is cleaning out your spice drawer or cleaning your spice rack. I have a spice rack on the wall. I'll show you a picture. Okay, don't judge me. I haven't done it yet. But you can see it's cluttered, it's disorganized. How many times have you bought multiple spices that you didn't need because you don't really know what you have because it's not organized? How many times have you pulled out a spice that you needed for a recipe and realized that it's like 2 years old? Spices expire, they need to be purged, they need to be thrown away. Usually this time of year, I'm really aware of this because I'm reaching for spices that I only use maybe once a year around the holidays, like pumpkin pie spice, nutmeg, allspice, things like that to make pies or do specialty baking that I only do around the holidays. And then I realize I have 3 containers of parsley, I have 2 containers of pepper, I have a whole bunch of bottles of vanilla that I don't need multiples of. And so I realize that I really need to go through and purge my spice rack. When you cook, if you cook with expired spices or spices that are old, it's not going to give your food the same flavor. It's very important that you go through and purge spices that you're either not using or that are expired, because you will feel so much better. They'll be organized. I recommend that you put the spices that you used often in an area that's easy to reach and easy to see. And the ones that you don't use as often or you don't reach for very much, you can put in the back of your drawer or up higher on your shelf. But really purging those spices that you don't use, organizing the spices that you use, making sure the ones that you use often are in a place where you can easily see them and reach for them is gonna make your whole meal prepping and cooking process so much easier, so much more enjoyable, and you're not gonna spend money on spices that you don't need because you already have them, and you're gonna be able to readily see that when you look in your drawer or at your spice rack. Number 2, let's talk about the second thing in the kitchen, which is your travel mugs and your regular coffee mugs. How many times do we reach for a travel mug and we can't find the lid? How many times do we reach for a coffee mug and it's chipped or it's not the right size? I like coffee mugs that are larger, that are substantial enough to hold at least 16 ounces of coffee because I'm an avid coffee drinker. I don't like the real little dinky mugs that sometimes you get as gifts when you go to businesses. If you've got mugs in your cabinet that are taking up space that you don't use, get rid of them. Donate them, throw them away. If they're chipped, if they're cracked, get rid of them. If you've got shaker bottles or water bottles or any sort of portable types of bottles that you use for water or other drinks that either don't have matching lids, maybe they're cracked, maybe you just don't like them. It is okay to purge things that you don't like, that you're not using. Even if they're functional, donate them because somebody else might really like it. But if you're not using it for whatever reason, either it's broken, it doesn't have a matching lid, or you don't like it, get rid of it. Make space in your cabinet for other things, or just to have room in your cabinet to see the mugs and the travel mugs that you do have, and only keep the ones that you're actively using that you really, really like. Get rid of all the rest. I've already done that. That felt really, really good. Now we do have more space in our cabinet and it feels so much better. When I have to leave for work really early, and in some cases I might still even be half asleep when I'm reaching for my travel coffee mug, I never reach in my cabinet now and pull out a mug and look at it and think, I hate this mug, I don't want to use this, and I don't have to spend time rummaging around for the mug that I actually want to use. Everything in my cabinet is something that I would use, something that's functional, something that has a proper lid, and it feels so much better. Next, let's move into the family room or the living room or wherever you keep your books and your DVDs. That is the next category. Go through your DVD shelf, go through your bookshelves, and just get rid of and purge any movies or books that you're not watching, that you're not using, that you've already read, that you don't want anymore. There's lots of places that actually will buy those from you so you can make a little money, or you could just donate them. But a lot of times those type of things really take up a lot of space in our home, and that space could be put to better use. And a lot of times it's really prohibitive when we want to look for the movie that we want to watch with our family, when we want to look for the book that we actually really want to read. We can't find it because our shelves are too cluttered with other things that we're not using, not reading, not watching. So get rid of it. This is a task or a project that you could do when you're watching a movie, when you're watching TV, when you're doing other things, when you're listening to a podcast, when you're watching my YouTube videos. You could be doing this. So it doesn't take a lot of effort, doesn't take a lot of thought. It's fairly easy to do once you get going, and let me tell you, it will feel so good once you have it done. You will be able to see what you have. You'll be able to find the books that you actually want to read. You'll be able to find the movies that you actually want to watch. That is number 3 on my list. The fourth thing I want to talk about will take us into your front entryway, your front hall closet, anywhere you keep your winter gear. If you live in a colder climate that you do wear hats, mittens, gloves, or scarves, you want to purge anything you're not using, and you want to match up all your mittens and all your gloves and make sure that you have a pair of each one that you have. Purge any single gloves or mittens, get rid of them. How many times have you been running out the door, you've been late for an appointment, it's cold outside, you're trying to find a pair of gloves, a pair of mittens for your child, and you can't find the other mitten or the other glove? That is so annoying. I hate that, especially when you're in a hurry. What I did is we put a cubby right outside our door, and we've got different areas for hats, scarves, mittens, and gloves, and I do have some cubbies for my shorter boots, so I have everything organized. So now even when I'm in a hurry, I can just pull out a cubby and grab whatever's in there. I know that there will be a pair, and I purged any singular things that were in there that did not have a matching pair as far as gloves or mittens, and it feels so much better. Now along the same vein, I would recommend you do this with your socks. And again, this is kind of a mindless task that you can do when you're doing other things, maybe watching a movie, maybe watching a show, just relaxing in bed, whatever. You can just go through your sock drawer, purge anything that has holes in it, anything that's worn, or any socks that you don't like. I can't tell you how long I held on to a few pairs of socks that I actually hated. They were scratchy, they were uncomfortable, they never stayed on my heel. I don't know why I kept them. There really wasn't anything wrong with them, but I did not like how they felt on my feet. And I held on to them because I think I felt like guilty getting rid of them. Get rid of them. If they're not comfortable, if you don't like them, just get rid of them. Who cares? That's fine, because you don't want to keep things in your home that you're not going to reach for, that you're not going to wear, that you don't like, or that are not functional for your lifestyle, or that have holes or that are in bad repair. Just get rid of it, because now every time I reach in my sock drawer, I know that I have a matching pair. I'm not scrounging looking for the other sock, and I know that there's socks that I actually want to wear. Same with my hats, mittens, and gloves. Nothing has holes, nothing is worn, nothing is frayed or pulled. Everything is in good repair. Everything is something that I will wear, that I want to wear. And I've donated or thrown away everything else that was in bad repair or that I didn't like or that I wasn't going to wear. It feels so, so good. Now the last thing on my list that I want to talk about, number 5, is a really big one, but also something, again, that you can do anytime, and that is cleaning out your email box. How many times have we subscribed to a store, to a company, to get that initial 10 or 15% off as a new customer? We do that, right? Because we go to sites to buy something as a new customer and it says, subscribe here with your email address to get 10% off, to get 15% off. Now, ever since we did that, we're getting emails almost every other day, every week from this company telling us different things that we really don't care about, that we might not want to know. Go through your email and unsubscribe from all those emails that you don't want to receive. Clean out your email, delete all the old emails that you're getting. We all know that we have an email address that we never intended to become a junk email address, but over time, somehow it's become that because we subscribe, we sign up for things to get deals, to get discounts, to get offers, and we don't unsubscribe from those companies, and over time, those types of emails take over our email, so sometimes we can't find the emails that we actually really need to read or we want to read. So one thing that I did that I found really beneficial, I opened a brand new email address that is strictly for junk mail. Whenever I have to sign up for something to get a discount or to get something extra, I use that particular email address and I don't use my personal email address. So that might be something that you want to consider doing. But go through your email, delete all the emails that are junk emails that you don't want to see, throw out your trash, and unsubscribe from all those emails that you don't want to be getting. It takes some time, but again, you can do this anywhere. You can do this at the grocery store on your phone when you're waiting in line. You can do this at home when you're relaxing watching movies. I can do this when I'm tired, when I don't feel like doing any other types of tasks that take any time or energy or any thought. It's very easy to go through and do this. And once you do it, you're going to feel so much better because you're not going to be getting all this clutter in your email. You're not going to be getting all these random emails that you really don't want to read, that you don't want to receive. So it's going to be so much better. You're going to feel so much more organized. And if you have an email address that you set up that's dedicated to junk mail, then you know if you do need to go there to get a discount code because you signed up for something, or you do need to go there to check on something, you know that that's what that's for, and your personal email can be for personal emails only. So you guys, there you have it. Those are my 5 simple and easy ways to declutter to get ready for the new year. I'm so excited for 2021. I'm excited to look forward to see what this new year has to bring. And I'm also excited to start to implement these hacks in my own life so that I can declutter in my household and get a little more organized, and it doesn't feel so overwhelming or so daunting, because sometimes what you need to get going is you just need something to kind of get the ball rolling, and once you start doing it, even on a smaller scale, then you have the motivation to continue on and tackle some bigger tasks that take more time, and you're able to do that because you're in the right frame of mind and you've had some small victories and it feels really good. So I hope this really was helpful. I'm so excited to see you in 2021 on my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you'd hit that little red subscribe button down below. Ring the bell so you never miss any videos. I do upload every single Monday, more often than once a week. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram if you're not following me there. I do Instagram live streams on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I'd love to see you on my Instagram for that. We talk about life, we talk about what's going on in my life, a little bit more up close and personal chit chat. So I'd love to connect with you there if we're not connected there. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I will plan to see you in my next video, and remember to make your everyday ordinary life extraordinary.